Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Today, the 8th day of April 2024. Today is a Monday and the time is a minute past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that your complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that a complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the queried broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Sun, Daily Post, The Nation. This day, and if time permits, we're also going to take a look at Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Edel Fitri. Federal government declares Tuesday, Wednesday, public holidays. Africa's digital sector contributes 5% to GDP. APC chief faults state police, recommends special constabulary. Road to 500 billion naira recapitalization. Bank owners lobby seek adjustment in share capital composition. Federal government recommits to well-being of Nigerians. 4 armed robbery suspects nabbed in Lagos. Minister falls killing of 25 persons in Kogi State. Enterprise NGR empowers over 100 graduates. Hamzat urges citizens to pray for Nigeria. Edel Fitri. Federal government declares April 9th, 10th public holidays. How metering will enhance investment transparency in power sector. Why Obaseki must constitute Ambrose Ali Varsity Governing Council. Police officers face sanction for demanding a bribe. Police officers face sanction for demanding bribe from Lagos drone operator. Gunmen kill vigilant. Ex-members in Port Harcourt. Electricity tariff hike. FCCPC orders a pressure federal government to revert decision. Steel Council. Minister to investigate alleged breach of a board dissolution order. Criminals in camouflage. How rising impersonation of operatives complicates internal security. Address a security challenge to avert hunger in Nigeria. Akifenwa urges government. Naira's defense. Debt servicing gulf 1.4 trillion naira as a foreign reserves dig. My discharge in OPL 245 suit vindicates my innocence, says Adoke. Nubi gets historic Nubi gets heroic welcome after 68-day London to Lagos solo road trip. 986 retirees sue Mufwang. Others over unpaid gratuities, pension arrears, flooding. Lagos seeks timely completion of Abiola Onijemo road project. Homes, businesses to enjoy Glow's dedicated fiber services. Victims of Anambra demolition allege victimization by police, armed thugs. Police arrest 85 suspected hoodlums in Abuja night raids. Media bodies, civil society organizations want Olatunji's incarceration probed. Oti decries vandalism of electricity equipment. Lagos arrests 8 for allegedly defrauding traders. Rotary holds humanitarian reporting awards. Socio-economic rights and accountability project sues Ababio over failure to recall Ningi. Refer 3.7 trillion naira budget pardon to EFCC, ICPC. Gavi Alliance initiates $1 billion program to boost vaccine production in Africa. Federal government frees notorious kidnapper Wadume 2 years after sentence. Tension in Ekiti community as chiefs boycott palace over alleged assault. Association to sanction journalists over reports on factional Ohaneze Ndibo. Socio-economic rights and accountability projects. SANU urges federal government to pay salary arrears of FUT Mina non-teaching staff. FEM appoints Abiola Lawal as managing director, CEO. Ondo, APC leaders allege a plot by Ayeda Tiwa's camp to disrupt a primary election. List of Lagos areas on Band C to enjoy 12 hours electricity. Nigerian Army lieutenant killed in fresh ambush. Military. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps uncovers illegal pipelines connected to NMPC OML 20. Ebema. Electricity hike. Experts urge federal government to review 300% tariff increase. Enugu community appeals to Governor Mba to reinstate suspended traditional wheeler. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrests India-bound passenger who excreted 80 grams of cocaine. Ogun. Judiciary workers commence indefinite strike on Monday. Tinubu's unified exchange rate policy yielding positive results. APC shifting. Tinubu's unified exchange rate policy yielding positive results. APC shifting. Steel Council minister to investigate alleged breach of board dissolution order. Kogi attack. Ododo expresses shock over killings, vows to prevent recurrence. Women breaking poverty cycle through tricycle business in Ilorin. FCT minister Wike urged to adhere to federal character principle on appointment. Minister of Steel condemns brutal killings in Kogi State. Army dismisses allegation of bias in trial of soldiers. Federal government to deploy more troops to Zamfara. Lawmaker. NMPP is the best alternative for Nigerians. Kwankwaso. FRSC to extend arrest of trailers loaded with passengers nationwide. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps repels bandits' attack on federal government's grain silo in Castina. NCOS addressing overcrowding in custodial centers. Omo Agege at homecoming reception solicits support for Tinubu. Kanu medicine dealers accuse NAFDAC. PCN of extortion urges government intervention. APCON urges CBN to adjust applicable exchange rate downward as BDCs post losses. And that's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Electricity tariff increase, act of insensitivity to plight of Nigerians stakeholders. Pelumi Nubi drives to Lagos from London. I'm not quitting Labour Party. Obi replies NLC. NMPP rectifies NWC, unveils new logo at convention. Biafra. DSS denying me access to my lawyers. Kano. Ex University of Ibadan Vice Chancellor decries a poor funding for nation's varsity system. Residents of invaded Kogi community seek military presence. 54. Listed companies fail to pay dividends in 5 years. Edel Fitri, Sultan asks Muslims to look out for new moon. Fresh concerns as cotton industry remains comatose. Media bodies, civil society organizations demand a proof of Olatunji's detention. Salah, federal government declares Tuesday, Wednesday public holidays. Ganduje, Governor Yusuf asks EFCC to release forensic report on dollar video. U.S. construction giant appoints Ogun Commissioner of Police brother Alamutu into leadership team. Two University of Abuja students win 1.5 million naira grant to carry out research. Labour Party denounces a proposed NLC stakeholders meeting at Jamboree. Why ex-governors should partner incumbents or Hakim. Kidnap kingpin Wadume receives heroic welcome in Taraba after jail term. Terrorists kill one officer, injure 4 soldiers in Borno. Ondo 2024. Ohuneye submits APC nomination forms, presents credentials for scrutiny. EPL, Salah scores late penalty to rescue point Liverpool. My 8 months in office surpasses your wasted 8 years. Kanu governor fires back at Ganduje. Edel Fitri. Federal government declares Tuesday, we've taken this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the leadership newspaper this morning. El Zazaki distributes rice to Christian widows in Kaduna. Tinubu arrives Lagos ahead Edel Fitri celebrations. Rainstorm destroy 50 houses in Plateau communities. Woman arrives Lagos by road after 68 days of driving from UK. Police arrest hotelier over alleged murder of 25-year-old man in Imo. World Health Day. Remi Tinubu champions health equity for Nigerians. Nigerian Air Force strikes. Nigerian Air Force strikes terrorist hideout in Katsina, Borno. Kanu Assembly member dies at 59. World Health Day 2024. Prioritize health as a basic right for all. Lawan urges the federal government. First Lady Remi Tinubu, governors and ministers attend Sanwo-Olu's daughter's wedding. Kogi attack. Survivors desert village seek government's intervention. Labour Party denounces a proposed NLC stakeholders meeting as Jamboree. APC will remain. APC will reclaim Delta governorship in 2027. Omo Agege. Benue electoral body fixes July 6th for local government polls. Benue electoral body fixes July 6th for local government polls. Ondo Guba Ayedatiwa Ibrahim Akinterenwa sure of APC ticket victory. That's the much we can take from the leadership newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the leadership newspaper. We'll flip over to Vanguard newspaper. Why petrol is not sold at 1,500 naira per litre, NLC. I am not leaving Labour Party, says P2B. Petrol. Oil marketers propose 550 naira per litre price to Dangote. Ramadan 29. Money as Zaktu Fitri. Unemployment Devote budget to training youths on tech skills, government urged. Naira stability will attract more manufacturers to Nigeria. Adedipe. Nigerian textile industry struggles as imports rise 106.7% in 4 years. Central Bank of Nigeria recapitalizing banks for resilience, economic growth. Cultists kill vigilant member in rivers. Electricity metering will enhance investment growth in power sector. The Yao boss. Still on the story is making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Governor Yusuf laments Ganduje's 8-year misrule, demands EFCC report on dollar saga. Labour Party kicks as NLC announces stakeholders meeting. Kanu APC lawmaker Halilu Kundila is dead. NMPP is the best alternative for Nigerians. Kwankwaso, you are free to leave Labour Party. NLC tells P2B. Grateful to be home. Solo London to Lagos driver Nubi reflects on accident ordeal. Kaduna police arrest suspected ritualist with gallon of human blood. Police killed 5, injured 25 during Kaduna pro-Palestinian demonstration. Chais. Police storm criminal hideouts in Abuja, arrest 85 suspects. Cultists kill vigilant member in Rivers. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Why Nigerians in US, Canada, Mexico should not do during solar eclipse on April 8th. What Nigerians in US, Canada, Mexico should not do during solar eclipse on April 8th. Some governors will use state police as a means of operation. Falana. Federal government plans a new national identity card with a payment. Social service officials. Face to face with Okwama residents in forest. We are dying. Army should allow us return home. New electricity tariff. Full list of Eco Electric 21 Band A areas. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on Everyone at the 103.5 FM via 08096661035. Join us on Facebook as we are live at Everyone at the 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Everyone at the 103.5 FM from the Vanguard newspaper. We'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. 2027 crisis brews in PDP as Atiku, weakest loyalists battle for supremacy. I'm not quitting Labour Party. Obi replies NLC. Tinubu to observe Eid Fitri in Lagos presidency. Address security challenge to avert hunger in Nigeria. Anglican bishop urges government. Government mobilizes farmers nationwide for wet season farming. Eid Fitri. Federal government declares Tuesday, Wednesday public holidays. Northern elders kick against a removal of Reverend Palm as NCPC scribe. Ohaneze move to unify Igbo globally. Security operatives arrest the kidnappers of APSU DVC. You can't destroy APC. Ganduje's aide tells Kanu government. PDP clears Bayelsa local government poll. Nigerians should muster force to move political class in right direction. Chude, Deputy Chairman, Joint Action Front. Transcorp Power, 18 orders to pay dividends. Investors take 57.89 billion naira in 3.68 billion naira shares amid bearish dominance. Wema records 196% BBT in 2023, proposes 0.50 naira dividend. Electricity hike. Experts urge federal government to review 300% tariff increase. Government mobilizes farmers nationwide for wet season farming. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Sun newspaper this morning. Football legend Joe Kennell passes away at 1977. Excitement as 4 students win scholarships at a second FCV Gladiator football camp. Probing alleged forest racketeering. The alarming teacher shortage. States spiraling indebtedness. Expensive nightlife. Power of skill acquisition. Ogun to commence a 13 Gateway International Trade Fair, April 19th. Ohaneze 2 released 2 books on Igbo story. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. From the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Chaibu returns to court today as Assembly awaits impeachment report. Troops Kumbu Forest as terrorists kill lieutenant in Borno. Female London Lagos solo driver gets heroic welcome. Gunmen demand 50 million naira ransom for abducted Taraba varsity students. Dollar video. Release report of Ganduje's probe. Kanu tells EFCC. Government demolishes VI illegal structures, dislodges mechanics. Panama Papers trial begins 8 years after tax scandal. Labour Party kicks as NLC meets on Abure's fate today. Extend your probe to Kwankwaso, APC tells Kanu governor. Petitioner, police disagree over Ayedatiwa certificate probe. South Korea places second spy satellite in orbit. Federal government declares Tuesday, Wednesday, Salah holidays. Tinubu arrives Lagos. Lagos state government seeks collaboration for effective governance. Kogi blames transporters for delayed arrival of federal government palliatives. 25% rise in titled land will boost GDP. Report. Group trains 100 youths. Buhari removed electricity subsidy 2022. Approved 3 trillion naira payment. Palana. No plan to leave Labour Party. Obi replies NLC. Editors abduction. MPAN. NGE. NUJ. Demand probe. Threatening lawsuit. Borno metal scavengers urge Zulum to lift ban. Police warn against violence, inciting comments in Rivers. Ondo community. Monarch back Akinterenwa's governorship ambition. World Health Day. Highly skilled manpower lost to Jaba. Doctors lament. Lagos State. Lagos Calabar Highway awarded to Tinubu's ally. Atiku claims. Rwanda marks 30 years after genocide. Urges unity. Eid Fitri. Sultan asks Muslims to look out for new moon Monday. Atiku, presidency, clash over ex-VP's comment on Lagos Calabar Highway project. Man detained for assaulting doctor after wife's death. Edo police. US Mexico orders to experience total solar eclipse Monday. Tinubu arrives Lagos ahead Eid Fitri celebration. Electricity workers fault tariff hike, threatens strike. International organization laments impact of insecurity on education. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. Battle for party leadership. Ayu keeps PDP in suspense. Officer killed. 4 soldiers injured in terrorist ambush in Borno. President celebrates Aliyu Oduwole at 80. Lottery agency laws EFCC for raising remittance inflows to 2.1 billion naira. Chegu Olatunji, media houses, civil society organizations seek prosecution of culprits. Excitement as Lagos receives a solo driver from London to Lagos. Umrah, pursue peace. Progress, Abu Razak tell Muslim. Police arrest. Profile 85 suspects in Abuja. Why I drove from London to Lagos, says woman traveler. Babangida Atiku, Ogbeha, Moro, others salute David Mark at 76. Still on the stories making headlines on the Nation newspaper this morning. Tinubu's unified exchange rate yielding positive results, says APC chieftain. Police warn troublemakers over rivers crisis. Air strikes kill many terrorists in Borno, Katsina. No plans to leave PDP. Ipazo assures Ekiti chiefs boycott palace over alleged monarch's assault. Akwa Ibom oil community allocates over 30% of PIA funds to education. Revitalized Ebonyi fertilizer plant generates 200 million naira in 6 months. Commissioner, National Association of Nigerian Students slams show race useless remark, demands apology. My life after winning Nigerian prize for literature by Mai Nasara. Ayeda Tiwa's supporters plotting mayhem, APC chieftains allege. That's the much we can take from the Nation newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Nation newspaper. We'll flip over to this day newspaper. KPMG monetary tightening policy will attract more FX inflows, but not enough to tame inflation. Farmers predict lower food prices, availability on strong naira performance, excess liquidity. Central Bank of Nigeria raised 7.7 trillion naira via NTBs OMO in Quarter 1 2024. NGX Group others acquire 75% stake in Ethiopian Securities Exchange. Road crashes, prosecution of recalcitrant road offenders in top gear, says BIU. Road crashes, prosecution of recalcitrant road offenders in top gear, says BIU. Federal government begins engagement on review of land transport policy in Nigeria. You are listening to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We will now go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on this day newspaper. Please stay with us.
Join Divine Galilee Christ Assembly Mission Ogidi on their weekly activities for your undiluted word of God, deliverance, and unlimited blessings. Every Tuesday, prophetic service and deliverance, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every Thursday, counseling, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Every Friday, night of vengeance, 9 p.m. till dawn. Venue, permanent site, former Bujo bus stop, Edoma Estate, Ogidi. Phone 0806 797 3760 or 0813 699 4615. For Asaba branch, every Monday is counseling 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Wednesdays, prophetic service and deliverance 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sundays, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Venue number 5, Andy Oko Street, Bonsac, behind the Seat of Wisdom School, Asaba. Phone 0806 595 2899. Hosts, Mommy Blessing, aka Anugo, the General Overseer. Come and experience the light of God.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Politics
Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space, views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are political views? Keep a date. How best can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebona FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be. Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community. Street report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifeanyi number the first every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebona 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. 30 p.m. on Ebona 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Emas in Ebona the corner 24/7, 24/7.
Family is the foundation of the society. Now, the Mezzino, never Nadi, 103.5 FM, wherever I can
Papa, Mama, na Umuaka, Makemaka, Ike Basalo Izino, Soyano, classic lady.
F.E.M.N.R. Classic lady.
Never on the 103.5
FM. No girl be amazing, no. Canada Gag every Tuesday, na Friday, 3 to 4 p.m.
Ụmụnne shaka
akụkọ ifo, ilu Igbo nakwa abụ bụ ihe eji mara ndị Igbo. Ya mere Igbo ji kwuo okwu si na ọnwa tibe iji agụba ngwụrọ kpatara na akata ụka dị onye ọrịa mma ọsị ka ewelitekwa ya isi. N'ihe ndị a niile ka onye ọka mmụta Maazị Chinua Achebe jiri kwuo si n'ihe anyị ji apụta egwu ọnwa abụghị na onye ọbụla nọ na be ya agaghị ahụ ọnwa, kama na ọ bụ ka anyị nọrịa nnọrịkọta nke ụmụnne. Sonyere Maazị Prince Onyekachukwu Oreki Shaka n'ebe ọ na-adị FM 103.5 kwa ụbọchị Fraịde ọbụla ma ọ kụọ elekere 7 nke uhuruchi n'oge akụkọ ifo, ilu Igbo nakwazi abụ Igbo. Inugo akụkọ mbe nwanịga, inugo akụkọ agụ na ọsa. Bịa ndị nta akara, ndị prima nakwa ndị sekọndịrị. Sonyere Shaka n'ebe ọ na-adị FM 103.5 n'oge akụkọ ifo ụbọchị Fraịde ma ọ kụọ elekere 7 nke uhuruchi. Ka akọrọ gị akụkọ ifo, ka a jụọ ajụjụ, ka ịzakwa. Ịzata ajụjụ akpọrọ gị aka, mana ọ bụ na ịzata gị apịawa gị azụ. Ịma ka o si adị n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM oge akụkọ ifo. Ka anyị nọrọ ya akụkọ ifo, ilu Igbo ya nakwa abụ Igbo n'ebe ọ na-adị FM 103.5. Oke ihe mmụta dị n'ime ya.
Chichi ya abịa, chichi ya abịa, chichi ya abịa.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. We are on to this day newspaper. Tinubu rejoices with Aliyu Uduwole on 80th birthday. Healthcare delivery is people's right and not privilege, says First Lady Remi Tinubu. Excess liquidity. Central Bank of Nigeria raised 7.7 trillion naira via NTB's OMO in Q1 2024. Nigeria, Spain to deepen cooperation on maritime security. Rewen, Nigeria still on margin of global maritime trade. NGX Group orders acquire 75% stake in Ethiopia Securities Exchange, enhancing retirement benefits through voluntary contributions in CPS. All eyes on bill for judges' pay rise. Kaduna, the center can no longer hold. Ekweremado's disappearance from the political space as Kanu governor, deputy host groups individuals to IFTA. As Kanu governor, deputy host groups individuals to IFTA. Njoko Apga bogged down by INEC's refusal to obey Apex court order. Wike as a cross-border distraction. Lack of political will against forgers. Obi, I'm still in Labour Party, not leaving soon. Paying for darkness in Nigeria as heat wave intensifies. Building Nigeria brick by brick. Femi Otedola, the billionaire strategizes. Femi Otedola, the billionaire strategist, returns to Forbes elite. General Musa, investigation will unravel the killers of 17 military men in Ukma community. Nigerian Idol Season 9, Omawumi, Rick Hassani, Nice announced as new judges. Gavi commends President Tinubu's commitment to local vaccine production. Story Hub exceeds expectation, reaches 131 million people. That's the much we can take from this day newspaper this morning. Still on the stories making headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from this day newspaper, we flip over to Nigerian Tribune. NGX Group to hold 63rd AGM April 29th. Tinubu's unified exchange rate yielding positive results. APC chieftain Oyintiloye. Tinubu's unified exchange rate yielding positive results. APC chieftain Oyintiloye. Why menstruating women are exempted from fasting, praying in Islam. Cleric. Nigerian South Senator seeks constituents' support for effective service delivery. With support from people, terrorism will be surmounted in Northwest. Chief of Army Staff. Tinubu restoring Nigeria's economy to visible stability, growth. Stella Odua. Anambra, NUC inspects structures of yet to be unveiled Godwin Maduka Medical Varsity. Kogi receives 95% of palliatives from NEMA. Abia, police confirm arrest of ABSU Don's abductors. Exemplify genuine concerns for one another. Pastor Igodalo urges leaders. Exemplify genuine concern for one another. Pastor Igodalo urges leaders. Let father know when enough is enough. Charlie Boy tells Nigerian youths. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps repels a bandits' attack on federal government's green silo in Katsina. Keep praying for Nigeria leaders. Ajadi, Islamic cleric, tells Nigerians. World Health Day, JCI Oluyole, Dr. Ola Sukamni Adeshina, provide medical outreach to new Bagi, market community. That's the from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Ebona Day 103.5 FM. We'll now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message that says it's coming from Eze from Owerri, and he said, "How can a woman drive from United Kingdom to Lagos in 68 days? Is it possible?" Eze from Owerri, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Maluto Patrick from Munteje, and it says, "Just like insurance, which cannot be appreciated until after the incident, the benefits of security cannot be overemphasized. That is why I totally support Akim Feinwa, who urged the federal government to address the security challenges to avert hunger in Nigeria. If security to address the security challenges to avert hunger in Nigeria, if security challenges are not addressed, all the efforts the federal government is making towards food security in the country may eventually become efforts in futility. It is when the issue of security challenges in the country are addressed that the farmers can be free to go to their farms and cultivate. And when that is done, that there is the possibility that all these food scarcity and hunger in the country will become a thing of the past." This is coming from Maluto Patrick from Nteja. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Agonabo. He's joining us from Ofa Aguluzibo, and he says, "Nnamdi Kanu Saga, let there be a roundtable discussion and release him unconditionally to bring the peace in Southeast. The Kingpin saga, continuous holding and release of kidnapping and bandits and the Boko Haram in the northern Nigeria will increase the number of people joining them, knowing that no matter what they must be released. Before you know it, they will turn into terrorists. Airstrike, kill the terrorists. It's a welcome development. The complicated crises in Nigeria are indication that Nigeria is at the boiling point of gunpowder. We are watching as things unfold." Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Agunabo from Mofa Agunuzibo. Still on our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message. This one is coming from Iweka Ifanya from Ikengo Gidi, and it says, "God is angry with Nigeria because of the poor handling of our diversity by the ruling elites. A wise man once said that a supreme felicity is seldom to the fate of a mortal man, and that a procrastination is the thief of time. Let our political class understand that the beauty of this country is solely based on the decision they make in the House. If they get it right, Nigeria will be great, but if wrong, God help us. May the soul of every Nigerian whose life is being cut short through the harsh decisions made by our political class rest in peace. Amen." Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Valentine Edene from Obo, and it says, "Someone who stole bike and other person food items is still awaiting trial, but Bala Wadume, who happens to be a notorious kidnapper kingpin, was released, while Evans is still in detention? Or is it not the same crime they committed? Nigeria stop tribalism and nepotism is corruption in highest order. Valentine Elene from Mumbo, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Pauline Wizu from Onitsha, and he says, P2B said the truth on electricity distribution and prices for poor and rich in Nigeria. Pauline Wizu from Onitsha, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also have this message. This one is coming from Chike Obata from Obinetiti Okozo, and it says electric high price. Please, federal government should reverse the increment. Notorious bandits released after sentenced to death. Please let the president release Mazen and the Kano for Ndibo. Kudos to Peter for replying to NLC that he is not leaving Labour Party. APC winning election everywhere all the time does not mean they are doing well. Okay, thank you so much. I'll get back to you on your request. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. From our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. It's coming from a famous Christian and is joining us from Ifite Village, Aguluzibo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We will now flip over to our Facebook portal for more reactions. From our Facebook portal this morning, we have this message coming from Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara from Owerri, and she says, let government stop the sharing of palliatives. It is not alleviating poverty, but accelerating it. Poverty is a serious disease and a silent killer in this country. How many lives have we lost in the scramble? Let government teach the people how to fish and not giving them fish. Let it share opportunities. We are tired of all these challenges. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. Now, on our WhatsApp portal, we have this message. This one is coming from Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is More Than Power. And it says, insecurity, hunger, hardship, trying to overwhelm Nigerians in the hands of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his cabinet. And also, Mr. President is in the helm of affairs of this country. And also, the betterment of this country is also in the hands of Mr. President. And from my own indication, why all this crisis is going on in Nigeria is as a result of bad leadership and myopic plan of the leadership. And also DSS depriving Mazen Nande Kano not to see a lawyer is very, very sad because uh, he has not been convicted properly. I wonder why DSS will be maltreating him bad. Please let Mr. President release Mazen Nande Kano. And also I like the way Obi speaks as a man, and that shows that he is not a political harlot. May God help Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Honorable Obasi, aka Authority is more than power. On our WhatsApp portal this morning, we have this message coming from Obiora from Okozu, and he says, DSS denied Mazen Nnamdi Kanu access to meet his lawyer. The Bible says there is time for everything under the sun. This is the time for the power of darkness to rule. That's why in Nigeria today, police, army, DSS, federal government, politicians, courts, and others are heartless and must be assembled in one umbrella like APC. God is still in control. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of newspaper headlines on Airborne and 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning once it's 7 o'clock, so keep a date. And don't touch the dial of Airborne at 103.5 FM. Once it's 8:20 this morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process. Views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date. Ezinụlọ.
Ọdịmma ezinụlọ.
Ọdịmma ezinụlọ.
Ama ezinụlọ bụ ọdịmma obodo. Onye doziri ezinụlọ edozigo obodo. Family is the foundation of the society. Na ọdịmma ezinụlọ n'ebe ọ na-adị 103.5 FM bụ ebe anyị ga na-etinye anya n'okwu gbasara ezinụlọ.
Papa, mama na ụmụaka maka ịmata ihe gbasara ezinụlọ sonyere Classic Lady.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out this book, Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Ifeanyi on Amazon.com. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.